Today, we're taking a look at Pokemon Sword and Shield. I've been a huge Pokemon fan my entire life, and the prospect of the first mainline home console Pokemon game had me absolutely buzzing. If you're not already familiar with the game, Pokemon Sword and Shield are two versions of the same game, in which you take control of a young protagonist setting out into Galar, a country in the Pokemon world, to become the first Pokemon champion. Nobody plays Pokemon for photorealism, and the graphics in these games have an incredibly visually attractive style. The whole menu system and the in-battle heads-up displays have been given a big overhaul to be very flat, modern, and minimalist. Feels very 2019. But without a doubt, my favourite new feature is the presence of Pokemon in the Overworld, not just in cutaway battle sequences. Never has a Pokemon world felt so alive. Some Pokemon huddle together in patches of tall grass, idly waddling about and reacting to you when you approach. Walking through a route from one town to the next, you might see a bird Pokemon sat on a fence post, and you can approach it and try and catch it, or you can just pass it by and let it sit there. The world breathes, and it does wonders for the immersion. Out in the wild area, the open world part of the map, is where this really comes to life. Picking a safe spot to set up camp means you get to spend time with your Pokemon together, connecting with them, playing with them, and cooking with them. Their little idle animations give it so much more life than we've seen in any Pokemon game before. That means you just fall in love with them and their little personalities. Speaking of animations though, it does feel like this is somewhere they could have applied a bit more follow-through. There are some shortcuts taken, often in cutscenes, that can be a bit jarring. For instance, to hide a character walking away and leaving, they might cut to black so that you don't see them do that. When a Pokemon turns around on the spot, they rotate like they're on a turntable while playing their standard forward walking animation, which looks a bit strange. They're small worries, and they don't affect the enjoyment of the game, but for me they contribute to a bit of a common problem, which is this doesn't really feel like a console game. Some background graphics are layers of fixed images, mostly crowds when you're in an arena. They're just layers of 2D. And in the overworld, some Pokemon don't pop into existence until you're just a couple of meters away from them. I understand the sheer scale of the work that must go into giving highly individualized character animations to around 400 Pokemon, and then all of the human models after that, but there are some areas in the game where it feels like they haven't given enough love. Especially when you consider that this console can support games like Breath of the Wild, Skyrim, and Witcher Bloody 3. I'm giving this game 4 out of 5 stars. But let me tell you, it's so close to a 5. I've had more fun playing this game than I have in an incredibly long time. It's absolutely one of my top games of 2019, if not the decade. But as a long-term Pokemon fan, it does feel like there's so much more here they could have explored, and it's melancholy for me that Pokemon on the home console still feels like Pokemon on a handheld console. What did you think of Pokemon Sword and Shield? Which version did you get? Let us know in the comments below. And for all the latest movies and games, visit us in-store or at webuy.com. See you next time.